I feel really confident about getting up on stage and at the same time terrified. And to me, Echo is at a tipping point where it's been an amazing transformational event, but it can be so much more. And this year, it feels like it's the birth of that. And I hope that all of you out there are part of this new movement. We are Echo. Yeah.
So yeah, from wherever you've come from the world, this is your house, and we've been working to make you feel at home. So thank you so much for coming, and hope to see you soon.
And now, just very briefly, before we go on to our amazing speakers, we wanted to tell you how Echo was born and why it was born, and most importantly, perhaps, where is it going and how can you be part of this movement that is now a community, a very established one, but we wanted to evolve. And it started about 3 years ago when, after a few years of some level of frustration, I had quit my job. I decided that I would take a month off to kind of clear my head. And in order to get inspired, I invited the most inspiring people I knew from around the world to come visit me. And I told them I'm going to dedicate this entire month to you, to serving you, making your experience unique. One of those people was obviously this young man next to me, who we had met at university. He crashed the party at my house. And ever since then, we became very close friends. He came to our graduation trip to Costa Rica and immediately fell in love upon watching a monkey. Actually, his chair broke as soon as he saw the monkey out of excitement, which is a bonding moment. And then we realized that out of that group of people, wonderful things were born. I got news last week that was incredibly inspiring. That two people that met during that trip were engaged and are now having a baby, which is pretty amazing on its own right. And then other things were born, mainly the birth or the seed that would give birth to Echo. And it happened as we were driving back from the beach to San Jose, and there was a big storm coming, and we just said, we should let ideas rain. And they started this joke, let it rain, let it rain. And eventually we came back to San Jose, and we had this clarity that we wanted to start something. There was no clarity as to what we would start. And then very quickly, I called a person who I knew would inject some electricity to this, which was Paulo. And electric as he is, he gave us all the amazing inspiration and just push that we needed to make this a reality. So quickly enough, we went to explore a place in Limón, which we realized was beautiful, but way too complicated and risky to do there. And on the way back, we just, instead of stopping in San Jose, he said, there's this amazing farm that I want us to check out. And it was under that tree that we made the decision. And Howie, do you remember when I made the call to let you know that we had found the place?
Well, I would like to thank you again to EY for giving me my first job years ago. Thank you. That's a true story. I remember it. And as Sebastian has said, Echo is a product of frustration, of deep, deep, deep frustration. So,
expand, please.
So, I was just extremely frustrated because of having spent almost 2 years trying to make a change in my career without any result at all. And it was just, the reality was just that I was trying it not through the correct way, because if you want new result, you have to try new things. And it was out of all of this frustration where ideas got power and you got motivation to create something new, which ended up being Echo. So I do remember when you sent me that message. It was 7 a.m. in Luxembourg. I was putting my tie to go to the office.
What a great contrast, putting the tie on. Look at you now.
So once again, this was born out of frustration, and it was born in the sense to give inspirations to others. And well, make their path easier than ours, or at least like learn from what we have been through and try to provide a vehicle for others to evolve in any sense. So, I mean, you've been here, you're about to hear like amazing talks, you've been in really, really great workshops, but if I have to give you an advice, it's like you really need to take action. I mean, tomorrow when you will leave here, if you do not take any step, if you do not take any action, I mean, just don't come back to Echo.
All right. I was like, Javi, let's be politically correct here, man. Should have warned that earlier. Anyway, the reason Echo was born was precisely to create a safe, emotional space where people would engage at a deeper level than normally they do. But not just any people. There's a reason why there's applications. So we can hopefully understand that the people that come here have a purpose, have a calling. There is no target. People ask us, what is your target? You know, that's a traditional approach to business. And we say our target is people who want to make the world a better place and are willing to invest in themselves for it, right? It's not a demographic, but rather diversity. We want radical diversity, and we want inclusivity and inclusion. And that is at our core, the facilitation of those bridges of people you wouldn't normally meet, and getting inspired, but not only getting inspired, getting the tools to act upon that, as Javi was saying. Just generate action, generate creation. There have been wonderful things that have been born at Echo. Organizations, companies, couples, families. So what is going to be your project, I ask you? And maybe, just maybe, your project can actually be in line with our vision. And our vision right now is not fully clear, but what we know is that we want it to be led by the community. Recently, we had an interesting experiment where 20 people from the Echo community organized a 100% independent project where we are not involved in any way but in the facilitation of the communication with the tribe. They're organizing a massive camp at Burning Man, actually, which is pretty fascinating. So there will be an Echo camp at Burning Man this year in which we are not involved at all, right? So we're
I'm not even going.
Good point. He's not even going, right? So maybe after today. So what we want to encourage you is that while we will be defining the future of Echo very soon, because believe us, this is not an easy project to develop. This is a challenging event to pull off. Not only because we know it's a financial effort to make it, but also because it's such a carefully designed event in a place that is challenging, to say the least. It's also incredibly inspirational, but just the tents, the little papers, everything has a purpose. And there have been people and creativity behind that. So I want to invite you to be those people and those creative people that if you have an idea, if you have a concept, if you want to be engaged with the community, I invite you to let us know. We will send a survey very soon after the event. As you see, we already have this amazing tribe. How can we keep it alive? There's so many ticos here, which is wonderful. How can we keep this vibe alive, to keep providing, right? And to help us make Echo a more sustainable and hopefully one day profitable business. So we can also, pay for our rice and beans. So thank you so much.
There's so much opportunity in the horizon. There's so much love. There's so much intention. There's so much purpose. There's so many amazing people doing great things that were here, that met, and they wouldn't have met if it wasn't for Echo. And having them connect, share their joys, share their tears, was one of the most powerful and meaningful contributions I have made to this world. And that feels really amazing to say, and I'm willing to own it. Echo is an amazing place for wonderful people of all backgrounds to connect and create?
I feel great, I feel happy, and I feel confident with what we have created and what the future will bring to us. And even if it's super tough, even if we don't sleep for a lot of nights and we cry and we tear, it's worth. It's at the end of the day, it's really worth what we're doing. Seeing the people, seeing the smile on the people's faces, seeing the reaction, seeing the new people who has connect, seeing the level of conversations that are taking place here. So yeah, we are Echo, and join us as soon as possible, because this is gonna become something huge and big. I love you all.